Google's Gemini Advanced versus OpenAI's ChatGPT 4o. Which one is the better AI or large language model? This is just my quick overview. Let's get started. How am I going to test these? I'm going to feed both of them a very simple PDF of a specification for an IT course. So this is the course here. I've done this course on this channel before, Unit 1 Information Technology Systems, and I'm going to ask them specific questions about the PDF and about the course to see which one is going to give me better answers. Now, I am making the assumption that Google's Gemini is going to give me better answers because Google's Gemini has access to the internet and more up-to-date information, but saying that ChatGPT 4 has really been surprising me. So let's make a start. There are a couple ways that we can do this. To attach the file, I can click on add files here on Google Gemini. On ChatGPT, I can click on the browse icon. But what I'm going to do, let me just drag this over onto this screen. I'm simply going to drag my file into the dialog section down here, let go, and it uploads it to Google Gemini. I'm going to drag the file also down here into ChatGPT 4o, let go, and it uploads it to both of them. Now, it hasn't actually done anything with the file yet. It simply has it there ready for me to tell it to do something. I'm going to start off really simple. I'm going to ask it about the assessment outcome. I'm going to say, for example, how many assessment outcomes are there in this document or for this course? So let me do that now. How many assessment outcomes are there for this course? I'm going to copy that, simply paste it over here. I'm going to press play on both of them as quickly as I can. ChatGPT has already started giving me answers. Google Gemini is only just going through. Okay, both give the correct answer. I'm going to drag my PDF back onto the screen. And under assessment outcomes, I do have 5 assessment outcomes. However, I do prefer what ChatGPT has done here. It's exactly the same question, but I really do prefer what they've done here. Not only has it highlighted what the assessment objectives are, A1 to 5, it's also given a descriptor for each one, which is pretty good. Google just says 5, which is not a wrong answer, just not a detailed answer. I didn't ask for a detailed or for not a detailed answer. So generally speaking, I think ChatGPT 4o wins here simply because the average person would want to know, okay, how many are there and what are they actually? So I think this one gives a slightly better answer. I think the next thing I should ask is, what do I need to do to get a distinction? It's quite obvious I need to get the marks for distinction, but it might give me some more context based on what it sees here. So let me drag this off screen again. Let me ask, what do I need to do to get a distinction? Copy that, paste it there, run that one, run that one. Once again, ChatGPT 4o is off and it's giving a lot of information here. That's still going. All right, fair enough. Let's wait for that to finish. I think for a student who wants to study, who wants to know exactly what they need to do, again, ChatGPT does give a bit more context. Now, these are very simple tests. I do have another video I do want to work on where I actually give it programming challenges to complete, and I'm going to copy and paste the code it gives me into my IDE to see how well it works. The last challenge I have is this prompt here. This is something I came up with a few, I guess, days or weeks ago. It's simply a prompt that I'm going to give both Gemini and ChatGPT, and it needs to produce me some Python code I can copy into my IDE just to see how well it works. So I'm going to copy all of this. So to do a new chat, I click on the plus sign here. I've minimized my browser, so that's why it shows up like that. Normally it's near where the hamburger menu is. And for this one, I think it's the same thing. I'm going to paste that in there, press enter, paste that over here, press enter. I think the only reason why Google Gemini won this one, it probably had this exact question in its memory somewhere because that came up really quick. I have asked this question before, so that's probably why it's worked so quickly. Let's have a quick rundown of what this prompt is actually asking. Let me zoom in some more. Okay, I'm saying, please write me some Python code that creates, that should be creates, a graphical user interface using Qt version 6. So Qt is a GUI library that Python can make use of. The program needs to have 2 buttons. The first button should be labeled Merge PDF. When clicked, this button should bring up a File Choose dialog window, only showing files with a PDF file format. The second button should be labeled Word to PDF. When clicked, the second button should bring up a file choose dialog window, only showing files with the .doc, so that's the old format for Word documents, and a .docx file format. This is the newer XML file format that Microsoft Word is using. Please do not use classes because I really don't like object-oriented programming. Long story. Functions are okay to use. Add comments to each section of the code. Please make the window size 40% of the screen. So let me close this. Look at the code that they've both generated. Both seem decent, to be fair. So I'm going to bring up my IDE now. This is a project I've wanted to work on for quite a while, which is converting PDFs to Word documents to PDFs, and merging them and so on. This here is my IDE. I'm going to create two files. I'm going to right click. I'm going to call this one 152 Gemini Python code. I'm going to create 153 and call the other one Chat GPT Python code. Let me have both of these on the same place. Let me go back to the browser quickly. I'm going to copy all of the code from Gemini here. Copy that. Back to my IDE. Paste the Gemini one on the left. Go back and I'm going to copy this. And paste the ChatGPT one on the right. I think I made a slight mistake here, so I need to refactor this one. Let's see if I can rename it and save it as .py. Does that work? Yep, that works perfectly fine. Okay, so I've got my code here. I'm going to run each of them and see which one is better. On the left, I have 51 lines from Google Gemini. On the right-hand side, I've got 63 lines from ChatGPT. So let's see. Right-click. Run 152, see what comes up. Big error. All right, cool. All right, we have an error. I'm not going to try and fix it. That's not the point of this video. I'm going to right click on the other side. Run 153. Another error. Okay. As of recently, I've been hearing a lot about this AI called Claude. I've been using it for quite a while, but I never really put it up against ChatGPT or Google Gemini because I always thought it was not as good in my opinion. The user interface is not as pretty, but other than that, I've been hearing really good things about it. I'm going to try and copy that same prompt I typed into the other two into this one as well. So I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to press enter and see what happens. Now, this one is generally pretty quick based on what I've seen before. It's generating a script, it opens this window on the right-hand side, and you can run this directly from the Claude website, so you don't need to copy this into an IDE. However, I want to do that because I think that's what most people are going to be doing. I'm going to highlight this again, just highlight everything. I'm sure there's a button somewhere that says highlight all or copy all, but I don't know where it is, so I'm just going to do it this way. If I click on PyCharm here, I'm going to create another file called 154. What's this one? This one is Claude Python code.py. I'm going to paste it there, not right click. I'm going to right click then, and I'm going to choose run. See what happens. So funnily enough, so this is quite interesting. So the paid version of Google Gemini doesn't give me code that works first time. The paid version, so ChatGPT 4.0, does not give me code that works the first time. However, the free version of Claude, this is the completely free version of Claude, where is it? Here. This one gives me working code first time with exactly the same prompt. So I'm guessing all the stuff I've been hearing about Claude is true. It is superior to both ChatGPT in some cases. I'm guessing it's not going to beat it every time in every single case. But in some cases, this is one of those cases where I simply gave it a few sentences and it seems to be working really well. So when I click on this, so let me go ahead and do merge PDF. I'm going to click on that. So this should only open PDF documents. So let me click on the file dialog here. From the list, yeah, it works perfectly fine. If you look on my screen here, this would normally come up with a section that says all files when you don't specify what kind of file you want to choose. So here it only comes up with PDF. I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to test the Word document one. Now, this should only come up with Word documents that are DOC, which is the old type Word document format again, and the newer type, which is DOCX, which is the XML new Word document type format. So if I click on Word to PDF, that's a button. It's not the most amazing button in the world, but it's a button nonetheless. I'm going to click on here and yep, works perfectly fine. Not a single error, no issues. The buttons are a bit weirdly spaced out, but that's irrelevant. I can always give it another prompt to try and fix this. It works perfectly fine. These were very, very, very basic, simple tests. This is something that I've been interested in working on for quite a while, so I just wanted to try to see how well it works. I'm not going to be paying for Claude AI as well as ChatGPT and Google Gemini. So what I might do is when my subscriptions end for Google and ChatGPT, I might cancel both of those and try Claude for a month or so. Based on all the other features I've tried for both of these AIs or large language models, I will have to say Claude seems pretty decent. It is the best I've used for programming things so far. I do have to state that. ChatGPT is best for general knowledge questions. For example, I'm doing the AWS solutions architect exam and it gives me really good questions. Google Gemini, I think Google's hubris is showing here because we all know that the features that Google Gemini has versus ChatGPT or versus Claude AI are not the same features. Google is lagging really far behind in my opinion. However, they're still charging exactly, well, not exactly, but more or less the same amount of money. I think they're charging $18.99 a month, whereas ChatGPT is charging $20 a month. Not that much of a difference, but I don't think Google should be charging anything close to this. I think they should half their pricing model, bring it down to about £10 a month. And at £10 a month, I think this would be a genuine, real contender just because of the price. And it does have some good features, don't get me wrong, because of the price versus ChatGPT and Claude AI. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I know this was a very, very, very basic test, but I just wanted to get some ideas out there and see what you guys think.